What's up, everybody? It's episode 3 of Moon Knight Day, and we're back, and we're going to talk about a little bit of Moon Knight, a little bit about audio description, and I don't know. It's just going to get crazy, because that's what Moon Knight's doing. It's getting crazy, so we're going to get crazy. So what do we got? We got Mark. We got Steven. They're in the same body. They're fighting for control. Khonshu is watching it, and Khonshu thinks Steven's an idiot and totally useless, and is all like, Mark, you must keep control of the body. And Steven's like, I can be useful. But is he really? I'll come back around to that in a second. Layla's trying to figure out what the hell's up with her husband. Like, what did she marry into? And Arthur is coming in hot. With the whole, like, believe me, believe no one else. Mine is the only truth. And for some reason, everybody's like, yes, yours is the only truth. We all believe you. You clearly seem like a sane person. So, apparently the Egyptian gods have no ability to detect lies at all. They're just like, whatever. Khonshu pulls Moon Knight, the collection of Moonlight, which is what I'm just going to call that character when I'm not referring to one of the personalities specifically. Pulls Moon Knight into the Egyptian realm. I don't know what to call that. They didn't really name it. It's not Asgard. There's a portal and they go through it. And these other Egyptian gods get summoned, and it's revealed that they all have avatars. And they have this conversation about Arthur and what he's trying to do by reviving this other god that's going to wipe out like half of humanity. And very, Thanos of her. It's like, that's already been done, girl. Calm down. We've already tried that. But I think it's just really, the whole episode was interesting because we got introduced to this whole Egyptian mythology. It's not just Khonshu. Like, that's what this episode cleared up. Like, Khonshu does not just exist only in the mind of these characters. There were literally an entire realm full of people like Khonshu. And they're just using these humans as avatars, and it reveals more that Arthur used to be the avatar of Khonshu, and everybody apparently knows that. Arthur's aware of it. And Arthur calls out Moon Knight for his current, they refer to it as an illness, his dissociative identity disorder, where he has multiple personalities. And, we're introduced to Bruno, who is sort of a black market dealer in antiquities, because he is necessary to advance the plot and has something that Moon Knight needs in order to further the storyline. And it's played by the late French actor Gaspard Ulliel, who, I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He is no longer with us. Died fairly recently in a skiing accident. I believe this is his last role. And that showed the interesting moment where Mark had to realize that he needed Steven, but he's afraid to let Steven out because he thinks Steven's going to do other dumb stuff and ruin everything for him, which Steven has a tendency to do, which is what sort of took me out of this episode a little bit. In the middle of combat, when Steven forces his way back into the body because he doesn't like that Mark is, too violent or whatever. He's like he's like a mother watching her kid, watch an R-rated movie or something, like, this movie's too violent, I'm turning it off. And it's like, you can't do that in real life. Your life is in imminent danger. You just need to let him do his thing, and then later on, when you're safe and away, then you can come through and have a conversation about violence. But having a conversation about violence in the middle of violence just made Steven seem like a stupid character. when he's supposed to be the intelligent one of the two. That's supposed to be his benefit, is that he's smart. Clearly not. Clearly he is absolutely useless. In that regard, he just apparently seems to know some stuff about Egyptian lore. Yeah, this was good. This was a good episode otherwise. I didn't have any major problems. Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke are still acting their faces off. As far as the actual audio description in this, I thought we did a pretty good job with everything. I think I would have maybe appreciated slightly more from this cool realm that they get sucked into, because I was like, what is this place like? Who are these people? What do their avatars look like? Are they all, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted it to feel more like I knew more about this realm, like I know about the totality of Asgard, something like that. But I just felt like I got a brief introduction into a much larger thing that needs explaining later on, which we do end up coming back to a second time later on in the episode. That would be maybe the only thing I say yet again. One of my biggest things that I say to the narrators of the world that watch my reviews, the best thing I can do to tell you is, if it's science fiction, if it has no basis in reality, if it doesn't exist, describe the hell out of it. We don't necessarily need as much audio description about something that does exist as we do something that does not exist, that has been created and is science fiction fantasy. So when you take me someplace that is out of this world, through a portal into another dimension or whatever, I need to know more about that. I can figure out what a pyramid looks like. I understand the concept of a pyramid. We've all been taught pyramids. Even those who've been blind since birth read about the Great Pyramids of Giza. So we get the concept of what a pyramid is. So it's not like we need great descriptions of pyramids. You could say maybe about how big a pyramid is. But when we get into the science fiction elements of this show that are just, being made up for the sake of Moon Knight, that's when we need the audio description to come through, because without it, we have no idea what's going on. This is a really hard to describe show, because you have to describe the two personalities and the interactions between Mark and Steven. You can pick up on some of that just because their accents are different. There is a hint that there might be a third character in there, which is going to make it even harder for Oscar Isaac and even harder for audio describers. We already have to deal with two and Khonshu talking, so I can't even imagine what a third character would be like. So the audio description is solid. This is just like, if I had to put level of difficulty on this show, it would be high. I consider this to be a high level of difficulty show. It has action sequences. It has multiple personalities. And it has a science fiction element with characters we were just introduced to in a realm we have no idea where they are or what these other Egyptian gods look like. We know they have avatars, but we didn't get around to describing all of them. They were just sort of in a room together. Maybe we'll get more from them later, but that was it. It's a really hard show to describe, and I think they're doing just about the best job that they can do with it so far. I'm not mad at it. I'm just sort of actually kind of amazed at how well described it is, all things considered. But could it be better? Yeah, but man, there's a lot to do here. This is like walking into your house and just finding that everything that was on a shelf has fallen onto the floor and you have 30 minutes to pick everything up, you know? And you just, like, you're going through all the rooms and everything's on the floor and you're like, I can't do this in 30 minutes. So you just try to do the best you can, you know? You just try to pick up as many things as you can and put them back on shelves. And I think they get most of the things on the shelf. They work really hard, but there's still some things on the floor. So, I'm going to give this episode an A-, not really for the audio description, which I think is consistent in quality, but mainly because of that one scene where Steven decides, you know what? I'm going to try to have a peace talk in the middle of Mortal Kombat. No, that made his character stupid. Sorry, that was a dumb character choice. It took me out of the show for a moment. It was the first time I've been taken out of Moon Knight in 3 episodes. So where I was like, he wouldn't have done that. That's there only for humor. You did that to be funny. And that's, you've been making great character choices. Make character choices because they're necessary and they make sense for the character, not because you think it's going to get a laugh. Don't make your lead character worse simply so that you can get a chuckle. Like, that's not, no. Bad films do that. Bad TV shows do that. They let their characters suffer for the butt of a joke. Don't do that here. As always, I hope you like this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can check out macthemovieguy.com for more from me. And yeah, I will see you with the episode 4 of Moon Knight. Actually, with more movie reviews, but also with episode 4 of Moon Knight next week. So until next time, may the Khonshu be in your favor.